On this episode of Hamilton Eats, follow Chef Dan as he checks out the Mule, Chard, Pokeh, Joya Sushi, and Koosh.
Welcome to Hamilton Eats. My name is Chef Dan Megna, and I am standing right here at the bar at the Mule, the newest cocktail, tequila, and bourbon bar right here in the heart of Hamilton. We are now in the kitchen, behind the scenes at the Mule, and we're here with my fellow kitchen roughneck, Matt Johnny, who's going to take us through and take you through all these cool things that they've got going on in this kitchen. I'm starving. I know I haven't eaten anything yet today, so you want to walk me through some of the things that you're going to be doing here at the Mule?
Yeah, absolutely. So the first thing we're going to do is make our Pico de Gallo. And you know what it goes on? Is our Taco Bell taco.
Okay, Taco Bell taco, serious?
I swear.
Okay, so I grew up on Taco Bell through high school. It's kind of like my staple food, so I got some high expectations here with this one, because you're gonna have to meet a lot of my history, so hit me with it. Let's see what you got. Okay,
so the first thing we're gonna do is make our Pico de Gallo. But we're gonna start with just some beautiful fresh tomato that we've seeded. Then we're gonna take a little Brunoise jalapeno. Now that's French, Dan. What is that French for?
French for very small dice.
Exactly. And then we're gonna do a little lime juice that we freshly squeezed, a little small diced onion, some very small garlic.
Love it. Love it.
And then a really high quality olive oil, because we're going to taste the fruit in the olive oil, so we really want to get a high quality olive oil. And then surprisingly, it's a trick that I learned from an old chef of mine, is a little sugar in your Pico de Gallo. And it really just brings everything out. But we're going to use ground coriander.
Why are you using ground? I mean, because anything that I've ever done, anytime I've ever made Pico de Gallo, the fresh cilantro is like, that's one of those just key sort of punches in those last minute flavors. So why ground?
A lot of people don't like cilantro,
right?
But I like the flavor of the coriander. So what we do is we just put the seed in it. A lot of people are more comfortable with that. Okay. And then that way it's a little bit more friendly. And then we're just going to season it with a touch of salt.
Nothing like building flavor from the beginning and letting it grow and evolve.
And now we're going to make the Taco Bell taco. So all we're doing right now is we're just putting our shells on the grill.
But you're not using a flour tortilla here. You're using a corn tortilla.
Yeah, no flour at all in the building. So we're a 100% gluten-free facility.
Spectacular.
Yeah.
Love it.
And you know what? We're just looking for it, and it's getting soft. So we're going to stop right now. We're going to take this off, and then we're going to show you. This is our Taco Bell meat. So it's ground pork, ground beef, and you know what? Bits of everything else in the kitchen.
Let's build it.
Let's build it. So we're going to come down here. So we're just going to slide our taco shell in like that. So we just start with a little bit of cabbage. The cabbage just soaks up any excess moisture and gives the taco a bit of crunch, right? And then what we're going to do is take our Taco Bell meat, and I have this nifty little ice cream scoop that gives me a perfect portion. And then what we do here is our lime crema, which is essentially just sour cream, lime juice, and lime zest, right? Super easy to make at home, but it'll elevate Taco Tuesday like no other. And then we're going to take our Mexican hot sauce. Honestly, this is just normal shredded cheddar, because we wanted that authentic, like, Taco Bell taco flavor. And then through the magic of TV, we have some of our Pico de Gallo already made, and we're just going to put a bit of that on. Get a little bit of finely chopped cilantro, and we're just going to sprinkle that on.
Oh man, look at this. This is not like what I remember at Taco Bell, but I bet you this is 100 times better than it is. Man, this looks fantastic. I can't wait to get into this. I know that, like I said, this smells like my Mustang did at 2:30 in the morning while I was surviving on tacos in high school. Let's see what we got.
Get a bite.
Oh.
And then Jay's just going to give you one of our Bulldog margaritas. He's going to slide it right over here. And it's a margarita with a Coronita dumped right into it. So as you drink it, the beer will leak into the bottom. And that might be a bit like my high school experience, you know what I mean?
Margaritas, Corona, and Taco Bell tacos.
That's it.
It's history in the making right there. The big difference between this and a traditional sort of Taco Bell taco is you get all of the freshness, a little bit of heat from the jalapenos. The lime crema is so good, zesty, tangy. Really helps to balance out the richness that you have in there with that very well-seasoned beef and pork and all the other goodness that's in that meat. I'm telling you, I'm going to be back here for many of these. Can you make like 40 or 50 of these all at once? Because that's how I'm going to roll on these ones. My name is Chef Dan Megna. We are here at the Mule on Hamilton Eats. You want to come back here, and you definitely got to check this place out. This is fantastic, Matt. Really, really appreciate
you
letting me in. Cheers, man. Thank you so much. So we are back here at Chard on James Street North, which is a restaurant that is just steeped in tradition and has a long family history in this incredible community. Now we're going to go inside and we're going to meet the man behind the plan and get him to show us some of his incredible flavors. Mark, thank you for allowing me into your kitchen.
Thank you, and welcome.
Oh, tremendous pleasure for sure. Now, you have a deep-rooted history in this area, do you not?
Oh yes, very definitely. My parents started in 1968 in this building, and right next door with their clothing store. And we are relocated now across the street. They needed bigger space, and I'm just making a circle right now. So I would also like to welcome you to James Street North. It's very nice to have you here.
Well, thank you. It's certainly my pleasure. The welcome that I've had has been tremendous. And today, Mark has told me that we're going to be putting together the sandwich that I lived on during the renos that we had right across the street for Lake Road. So Mark, one of my favorite parts about that sandwich, the rotisserie chicken sandwich, is your piri-piri sauce. Piri-piri sauce is absolutely incredible, and Mark makes some of the best. So why don't you walk me through how you make this great sauce?
Okay, so we have in here the red chili peppers, we have red onions and garlic, and it's just cut up pretty rough there. And we're going to mix a little bit of salt and pepper in it.
Okay. Now I notice you've got your skins in here too. Now these skins in this roast, for those of you who don't know, when you're roasting vegetables, if you keep this onion skins in there, it's going to allow for a much earthier, much more rustic flavor that comes alive. And I think that really speaks to your Chard philosophy.
So we put a little bit of oil into it.
Okay.
And we just mix it up. Now we put it into the oven, and it's at 450 degrees. We're going to put it in for about 40 minutes.
So after about 40 minutes on high heat, you weren't messing around either. This is Chard.
That's right.
Why do you make it so dark?
Well, to get the flavors out.
Okay.
So I'm going to put it in this bucket that has some roasted red peppers in, and then I'm going to blend it.
I love it. Skins and all. Everything goes in.
Everything goes in. Now we're going to add the lemon juice, the oil, vinegar.
Mark has asked me if I would blend this, so he decided to give me a blender big enough to blend from outer space. Start off slow, and we can bring all this together. So the piri-piri sauce is now finished, and this is the base that you end up here. Now this is the straight up, no messing around, Chard piri-piri sauce. This looks and smells so good.
This is the base, which is the extra spicy.
The extra spicy.
Yes,
so if this is the extra spicy, what do we have? What do you have after that?
We have spicy and we have mild.
Show me, walk me through how you guys make your Chard sandwich.
Okay, very good. So we slice the Portuguese bun that comes from Ola. Okay, on the top part, you're going to put the piri mayo on it. Now the cilantro on top of the piri mayo. So now the chicken goes on the bottom part.
Cheddar cheese on top of the chicken.
On top of the chicken, so we'll give it a little melt. And now the sauteed onions and peppers. Cover it. And we cut it on an angle.
Oh, that is a spectacular rotisserie chicken sandwich. I'm taking this piri-piri, I'm going straight to the extra spicy. I want all that love. I want everything that you started with. Now, oh, I'm going to apologize now. This is the only way you eat a sandwich. The spice and the zestiness from that piri-piri with the really sort of savory rotisserie chicken is just the perfect balance. The creaminess from the piri mayo and just paired with this perfect bun. And I mean, the fact that you use Ola, which is right beside you, is just spectacular. They make incredible stuff. Well, this is an incredible sandwich. Mark, thank you so much for having me here and showing me how you do this great stuff.
Thank you very much, Chef Dan. I really appreciate you coming.
Oh, tremendous pleasure. Now, Hamilton, you need to make your way here to Chard on James North. You need to try this piri-piri roasted chicken sandwich. My name is Chef Dan Megna here on Hamilton Eats. This is so good. Thank you. The traveling food scene in Hamilton has exploded in the last couple of years, and that's due to places like the Meat Ventures wagon offering Hamiltonians killer items like the bacon fatty and their super cool parm fries. Now, Salar from the Meat Wagon has a really cool new location just for you. Let's go check out his new place, Pokeh. So Salar, tell me what Pokeh is all about.
Okay, so Pokeh is a Hawaiian seafood dish, and it's got a really fresh flavor, but it's similar to like a ceviche or a tartare or sashimi, except instead of being more of like a bright flavor, it's got a really bold and savory flavor. So it's a base of tuna, green onion, white onion, sesame seeds, sesame oil, and soy sauce. And then after that, you can pick from all the different toppings we're gonna have. So we're gonna have like a core group of toppings plus whatever is good at the farmer's market, we're gonna add on.
So like a build your own kind of concept.
Yeah, we're gonna have some sort of like pre-mixed suggestions. And then, you know, people like to have things the way they like to have them. So they'll be able to pick from all of this and more and put together their own.
So I get to pick what I want to have in my Pokeh?
You do.
All right, so if you want to get me started, you say it's just tuna and everything else. So get me started with the base, and then I'll start adding into that.
Okay, so this is really fresh ahi tuna, a little bit of white onion, green onion.
Now you're saying that this is what people can get at the farmer's market.
Yep, we're going to be in the bottom level in the back corner.
And you shop for your ingredients at the market.
As much as possible, we will be, yeah. And we're gonna have, we really want to do a lot of seasonal ingredients, so.
So soy, sesame seeds, white and black, a little bit of sesame oil, green onions. So I want some semolike, some nice, spicy.
So you get to spice it up a bit.
Yeah, give me a little bit of life in there. I'm gonna have in some pumpkin seeds. Love it. I'm gonna throw in some macadamia nuts. Oh, I love it. Look at all this crisp, crunchy texture we've got going on. Ooh, some seaweed salad. I'm gonna throw that right in. What do you marinate your seaweed in?
The seaweed, it's sesame dressing.
Sesame dressing. Sesame dressing with seeds. I'm gonna throw in some fresh kale. I'm gonna throw in a little bit of enoki mushrooms. Beautiful and clean. Love it. Lots of color. And can I finish off with some, are these pickled carrots?
It's pickled ginger.
Pickled ginger.
It's a very strong flavor, so I would go pretty light on that one.
Light on the pickled ginger. All right, how's that? Does that look all right?
Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. A little bit of pickled ginger. Okay, so what do you do with this now? You've got, the aroma is just killing me here.
Just a little bit of white rice here. And we're also gonna have brown rice. We're gonna have a cucumber noodle salad.
Love it.
You know, the way you wanna have it.
Crisp, fresh, vibrant. I can smell this. Oh,
So now we're gonna get
gorgeous.
some taro chips on there. And a bit of onion sprout.
Beautiful. So this is my very first Pokeh. Awesome. So rice, all sorts of flavors. Now, am I supposed to mix this up and just sort of go to town
Pretty
and
much just get
a little bit of everything?
Go in deep with the chopsticks, get a bit of the rice, and then you'll pull it up and
Okay.
do the poke.
Not messing around here. Tuna. That is incredible. We've got fresh tuna. I can taste the spice from the sambolic, as well as the just sort of the aroma and the flavor from the sesame oil. The seaweed salad in here gives this a gorgeous sort of savory crunch. The taro chips on the end, good call, my friend, so good. And I think my favorite part of this is how well all the flavors balance, from the sprouts to the crunchy seeds to the nuts and the taro chips. This is poke that you can find at the Hamilton Farmers Market, coming to you from Solar and the Meat Wagon. My name is Dan. This is Hamilton Eats. This is so good, man. So everyone gets to that point in a day where you're not quite sure where you want to go to eat. You don't want to cook at home, but you want something good. For guaranteed satisfaction, a place that I've been coming to with my kids and my wife for years now is Joya Sushi on Main Street West. Come check it out. So we're here in the kitchen with executive chef Ben Kim and his son Kay, who's going to be translating for us today. And today, in addition to all of the incredible sushi and untouchable tuna hand rolls, Ben is going to be making bulgogi. Ben, how do you make bulgogi?
Bulgogi is a traditional Korean meat dishes that is served with mixed vegetable and stir fried. Now today we are going to introduce how to make it from the bottom and beginning to the end.
So you're putting in some sesame seeds and some soy sauce, some black pepper. I also saw some wonderful flavors. And what kind of meat are you marinating?
So there are many alternate choices, but we prefer to use a sirloin or ribeye to give more tender and softness.
Ribeye is nice and fatty, has incredible flavor, and it's going to just cook up really well with tons of flavor on its own. Now with this marinade, how long do you marinate this for?
Generally, it takes 1.5 days or 2 days for the fully marination.
And when you slice it thin like that, it's going to allow all that meat to, all that flavor to marinate right into everything. So you're really getting a ton of great flavor.
It takes 2 days, and now this is the one that we are going to use for today for cooking.
Marinated beef ready to go.
So now first, we need to add a little bit of oil, then add the beef to it. And make sure you stir fry fairly quick so that you get the enough juice to it.
So this is a really hot pan, which is allowing it to sear the meat and take all those flavors and really combine it with that marinade in the pan.
Exactly.
Doesn't take long. You can see the meat is already starting to brown, and you're looking for something about a medium to medium rare.
Right.
So that you get lots of good texture.
Now then, we add carrots, onions, thin sliced mushrooms, and green onion. Then stir fry one more time. The reason we put a little bit of green onion and red onion and regular onion is to give more crispy texture to it.
So it's not just flavor, it's all about texture as well. See, now you're talking my language.
Then now we move that to the cast iron pan. It's already boiled up. Makes the sizzling and look nice.
Hot, sizzling skillet, still finishing the cooking process, topping it with, what does he have there?
With the sesame seed and a little bit of light touch with the another green onion. And here we go.
All right, I can't wait. So the traditional way to eat bulgogi is to take some of the stir-fried marinated beef and vegetables and start with that. That is so good. And now you need to chase it with a little bit of steamed rice. And some fermented kimchi. The flavors are incredible. The bulgogi is tender, and savory. That marinade is unbelievable. And the best part about this is you get such good flavor, but the crispness from the sauteed vegetables and the vibrance from the green onions is just spectacular. That is so good. That is some sexy food for sure. Ben, Kay, thank you so much. This is incredible food. I really look forward to all of you coming back here and checking out Joya Sushi on Main Street West on Hamilton Eats. So today we are in Westdale, beautiful, picturesque part of Hamilton. And on Hamilton Eats, we are going to go in and check out Koosh Bistro. So we are here behind the scenes with Koosh. Koosh, thank you so much for letting me come back here. What is it that you're going to be showing us today?
What I decided to actually make for you guys today is something off the menu, and we're doing orchard chicken. It's floured and pan-seared chicken breast with prosciutto de Parma, raisins, and apricots, with candied pecans, and that's done in a garlic white wine butter sauce. And we're gonna
super fall dish.
It's totally a fall dish. So let's get started so we can get going. We got the pan going already hot, so we're going to add a little bit of olive oil. You just need just a little bit. We're going to drench our chicken into a seasoned flour. So now we're going to pop that in, nice and sizzle. The chicken is nicely colored at that point. We're going to add a bit of stock. And now at this point, we're going to pop this baby right into the oven. All right, so Dan, so now what we're going to do is we're going to make that fresh pasta that we discussed earlier. We add the garlic butter, and now we're going to add our mushrooms. And what you want to do with the mushrooms is that you want to make sure that the mushrooms are not fresh cut right now. Right. Because if it's a little bit more drier, it always works better for the pasta dish, no matter what, because you're not losing out a lot of water coming out of it. We're going to add our prosciutto de Parma, ground black pepper. We're just going to let this keep sauteing over here. So I'm going to just flip this around. And while that's still going, we're going to start building our sauce for the chicken, for the orchard chicken. We're going to add a little bit of oil as well. We're going to add our apricots. We're going to add our organic raisins as well. And at this point, we're going to add our apples. Prosciutto as well. We're going to bring it back. Then that's prosciutto de Parma. And we're going to add a pinch of garlic. And now at this point, we're just very quickly going to flip this around, and we're going to deglaze this right now with white wine. What we're going to do is we're going to finish this. So at this point, you're all nice and colored and sauteed properly. We're going to add
another deglaze.
Another deglaze to take all that goodness from the bottom of the pan. That's what you want, Dan. All the flavor.
And that just infuses right into that sauce.
That's right. So the Koosh pasta now, that's all that it needs is a little bit of heavy cream, and that's all we need. We're going to add a little bit of stock to our orchard chicken sauce that we have. We have our chicken in here, so we're going to pull it out, which is 90% done. And at this point, we're just going to put presentation side down and add the liquid back into it a little bit. We're going to now turn the chicken around as the presentation side. We're going to pile that right on top. We're going to start putting the prosciutto de Parma right on top as well. Now, we're going to finish it off this chicken dish with a bit of candied pecans. We actually use meringue to candy the pecans. We're going to drop off our fresh pasta.
Fettuccine?
Fettuccine, that's right, which we rolled actually shortly before. We're going to dump that right into the pasta. And because it's fresh pasta, it literally takes about 10 seconds. We're going to take that up, strain it all out, pop it in there. At this point, we're going to add a little bit of powdered Parmigiano Reggiano that's already been grated. Plate our pasta down and get all this goodness right on top. I'm just going to finish this off by putting some fresh shredded Parmesan Reggiano.
This looks so good, Koosh. I've got to get into this now.
Thank you very much. Enjoy.
I will. I can smell how good this is going to taste. There are so many things going on in here, too. I'm going to try to make sure that I get a little bit of everything. Oh. It's so well balanced. You've got the salty prosciutto, you've got the sweet apricots and raisins and the dried fruit. The chicken is so tender.
Moist and tender.
That sort of crispy pop and sweetness of the pecans, which actually aren't as sweet as I expected, which is great because you taste all of the flavors in there. The way the sauce came together on this has been just deadly good. It's so velvety the way it coats your mouth that it allows the flavors to just hang around, and it makes you want to go back in for that next bite. Now this pasta is screaming my name. As an Italian, I mean, I've got my standards are really high here, I'm telling you. That pasta is cooked perfectly, al dente, and just that rich earthy mushrooms that goes with it, and the garlic, and oh, that is just spectacular. Because that little bit of fresh herbs that are in the butter that you brought together in this sauce, it just levels everything out that you have in here, from the mushrooms to the prosciutto to the parma, and the white wine is just sitting there and just saying, ooh, I want a little bit more. It's so good. I can't thank you enough for allowing me into your kitchen and showing me and everyone how awesome your food is.
Thank you very much, and it was a pleasure to have you in my kitchen.
Well, I can guarantee you the pleasure is totally mine. So
Thank you.
With that, this is Hamilton Eats. I am Chef Dan Megna. Come back and watch us again soon.